The Detroit Lions, the best team in football, have their own coffee. Let's see if it's any good. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. I am super excited. God, I'm happy. First place in the division, 2 years in a row. Number 1 seed in the NFC. It's a pretty good year to be a Lions fan, and that is maybe the first time anyone could say that because it has been a really long 50 years prior. Anyway, I love the Detroit Lions, as you know, have many things Detroit Lions, and I was super excited to see that Ferris Coffee makes the official Detroit Lions coffee. Now, this is the Den Blend Dark Roast. You might not be able to see it there. I love dark roast. I like that succulent, tasty, spicy, rich coffee taste. I'm also hoping there's a lot of grit in the coffee because what would Detroit coffee be without grit? So, comes in this collectible tin here. The coffee inside is dulling the sound here. You can actually just buy this as ground coffee in a bag as well, but I just wanted to show you the tin because, man, I'm gonna put all my coffee in here because I bet if I took Minnesota coffee or Los Angeles coffee and I put it in this tin, it would probably be that much better. So you can see it is sealed here, and I can't actually smell any coffee yet, so we're going to probably get our first whiff of this as I pull this up here and spray it all over. Oh yeah, there is that coffee. Oh yeah, smells like a Super Bowl, boys. So, one pride is gonna make one cup. Let's get to it. All right, here comes the coffee. Right now, it smells amazing. It is super hot, so I think I'm gonna have to let that just sit there for a moment, but I tell you what, the cold Arctic wind blasting outside. Whoo, this feel good to hold in the hands at least. All right. Cannot wait to take my first sip of this coffee. All right. And I tell you what, it smells terrific. And I know that's not me because I haven't showered in, I don't know, going on 3 weeks here. So, all black, just the way it is, dark roast, which is, to be honest, my favorite. It's hot. Definitely hot. Woo! And you know what? I wonder how they describe this coffee because I also don't know if it's the way I made it. But I like bringing my coffee up to a really high temp. I really find like that kind of gets rid of that bitterness, that acidy taste sometimes that I get with coffee. I don't know if it boils it off or evaporates off, or you kind of get rid of it in the rolling boil. I'm not sure, but man, golly, that is some good coffee. It's got more of a floral, fruity flavor than anything to me. Now, I don't know if it's just the batch I got or the beans that they're using here, but it's got a nice, pleasant taste on the tongue. Just very pleasant. Like on one hand, I could say oaky or burnt or woodsy. On the other hand, like I said, it's more floral and fruity and a little more playful. Just kind of dances on the tongue a little bit. It's almost not what I'd expect. I'd expect something a little bit more punchy, a little grittier, you know, a little dirtier, a little grimier, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like a working man's coffee. Something like sludge in a cup. But man, this is absolutely delectable. And maybe Ferris Coffee's been saying, hey, to you Lions fans out there who have been suffering for so many decades, let's just take our best coffee and brand it as the Lions coffee so that you don't have to suffer. No need for you to suffer with your coffee. You've suffered enough. Have a good cup of coffee. And this is a delicious cup of coffee, I tell you what, man. Woo-wee! Heat it up, get it to some high temps. I don't know, it makes even bad coffees better in my opinion, but it will take a great coffee like this and just make it absolutely delicious. And I tell you what, I've been a Lions fan for a long time. I find myself willing to buy pretty much anything that is Lions branded and will support the team. If they took Dan Campbell's sweat from his hat and wrung it out into a cup and charged $50 a shot, I would probably buy one and I would probably love it. So, that being said, you can take my opinion on this for whatever it's worth, but I actually really love this. I will be drinking this whole tin here. Super glad I've got the tin so that can stay on the shelf all the time. But man, I would highly recommend going to the Ferris Coffee website. Pick yourself up a bag of the ground coffee. You're going to love it. It's a lot cheaper than the tin. But you know what? If you love the team, you're going to want a little souvenir that shows your love for them. Man. Hey, if you love the Lions and the coffee, then you should pick this up. If you love me, give me a call. You know, slide into my DMs. But remember, as much as the Lions are doing, the job ain't done. I don't care about none of this unless we're bringing home a Super Bowl trophy. Then the job is done. But until then, enjoy the ride. I'll put a link to this in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.